Well,
anyway.
you should wait for it.
So that,
When you're ready to share, just come down and share screen and you'll see that on the, you'll see it's on the back there. Click on that on PowerPoint when you're there, not just yet. Oh, well, you're calling that screen now, so I suggest you put it up if you're going to do that.
let's do it. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's meeting, planning committee meeting, the last one of 2023. Well done for all coming. We know why. First off, we have public participation, but we don't have anybody in the room. So that's very simple. We'll move on to item number 1, which is apologies for absence. I know that we've had Vice Chair is Lapland UKing with the kids, so he's sent his apologies. And I don't think we've got anybody else. We're full house. Full house plus a few extras. Welcome, Councillor Gibson and Councillor Barnett. Item number 2 is to receive the minutes held on the 27th of November. Can I have a second, please? Thank you, Councillor Scott. All those in favour to approve those? Thank you.
I got old news to them.
Oh, I think that's it. There were comments coming in from the district. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Item number 3 is to receive members' declarations of interest. Do we have any? Councillor Peacock.
Thank you. I'm a Mid Sussex District Councillor and on the West Sussex District Council Committee. I reserve my right to change later date opinions, thoughts on any application, consider tonight with any new information, analyses, etc. provided to me at such a time.
Thank you very much. Councillor Whittaker. It's very hard to compete. Councillor Mrs. Moffat.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just to declare that I am a member of the licensing committee at Mid Sussex.
Thank you very much. Item number 4 is chairman's announcements. There's been a meeting and a briefing of the towns and parishes at Mid Sussex District Council today. This is a briefing that was attended by the clerk and vice chair. The meeting outlined the steps to the adoption of the revised plan to last to 2039. It was obviously the district plan. The plan was approved by majority at MSDC Council last week, and we're now moved to Regulation 19 consultation. This consultation will begin on the 12th of January for 6 weeks. The District Council are not doing road shows for it as they did for Regulation 18, and this is because the new draft is only consulting on the soundness and legality of the plan. The specifics in there as to whether it's desirable or not are not the focus of this consultation. The committee will have this included on the agenda for 31st of January with a final reply for sign-off on the agenda for the 19th of February so that it can be submitted on the 23rd of February. The District Council timetable is to complete the inspection and examination in the summer and adopt it by the end of 2024. That's just for your information, everybody. Bear with me. Okay. Item number 5 is a licensing application, LI 231788 Andiamo, 174 to 174A London Road. It's just basically a new premises license. I would suggest that we put this on a block vote to the licensing officer at Mid Sussex. Can I have a second for that? Thank you very much. All those in favour of that decision? Thank you very much indeed. Okay. Item number 6. We have something street naming, and ironically, it's in the discussion as well. District Council has received a street naming and numbering application for the development site at the former Tower Car Sales, Tower Close. So the development is creating a new block of 9 new flats However, having reviewed the plans and the existing street numbering for Tower Close, they have taken the decision to create a new street at this location. A new street here will facilitate the numbering of this development and also allow for any future development in this section of the street in the future. Mid Sussex District Council would like the council to provide suggestions. Names which have been reserved for future use are Schwartz Close, Lane or Court, depending on the figuration, and is the one remaining twinned town not referenced in a street name, or Leopard Walk in honour of the former town historian and public transport coordinator and former president of the East Grinstead Society, Mr. Michael Leopard. The siting of this development is between East Court and St George's Court on London Road, where Mr. Leopard lived. It's therefore a route that he would have most probably walked many times. Walk was chosen as he was a prolific walker as well as public transport coordinator. There are other names which could be put forward by the committee. Names of recently deceased are not favoured by Mid Sussex District Council, although Michael has been not with us for about 4 years, so that's okay. Committee are asked to approve Schwartz or Leopard or another name which with an appropriate suffix for recommendation to the District Council. So we're asked to approve one of those two. How do we do that, Town Clerk?
Can I have a point of order?
Yes, Tammy.
We do already have a Schwartz Road in Grinstead.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's already used.
Fine. Well,
I think after Michael Leopard would be a really nice thing, actually.
Okay.
And I think we should honour people in the town who've done a lot for the town. And it's recognition where it deserves.
I agree. So we'll have a proposal then for Leopard Walk. Can I have a second? Thank you, Tony. All those in favour?
That's carried.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, folks. Item number 7 is the support from this committee for a reduction in speed limit to 30 miles an hour at the entrance of Hill Place Farm development at Butler's Way. Mr. Chris O'Dwyer from the Rushets has contacted County Council seeking the 40 mile an hour limit on Turners Hill Road to reduce to 30 miles an hour to include the entrance to Butler's Way from the west entrance, which is the entrance to Hill Place Farm. Currently, the 30 mile an hour zone starts just before the Turners Hill roundabout at the bottom of the hill. The county advised that local support, including that of Town Council, is needed to consider this. I must also stress that that's actually something that we did put to Highways officer Adam Denby a couple of weeks ago as well, and he was fully supportive of it too. So I'm asked really for the committee to approve the request to support the change in the speed limit. Can I have a second, please, for that? Thank you, Councillor Scott. Has anybody got any comments? Councillor Peacock.
I live just a couple of hundred yards further up the road. Is that a conflict of interest, or I need to abstain from the vote? Or?
Not really, because I don't think we're looking necessarily at taking the limit out as far as where your property is, so probably okay.
Yeah. Fine, thank you very much. Anybody else who got any comments? No? All those in favour of that? Thank you very much. Okay, item number 8 is tree applications. As I say, we normally put these on block to the tree officer, but I would like to ask if anybody has got any comments with regards to any of those that are on the list. Councillor Mrs. Mockford, smiling.
Well, thank you. I was very concerned about the oak tree, and as much as I tried to get on the forethought, I couldn't. So thank you very much for sending me, as it says. Apparently the oak tree is in a very precarious position. It is leaning over and the roots are coming out of the ground. So in that instance, I'm happy to support it.
Yeah, no problem. Excellent. So we'll put those all on block to the tree officer. Can I have a second for that, please? Thank you, Councillor Peacock. All those in favour? Great. Thank you very much. Okay. Item number 9 are items for discussion and planning applications. Our first application is DM 232955. It's Rain Gallery, 26 Railway Approach. It's a 3-storey rear extension and roof alteration. there is one comment from a neighbour opposite from Dalloway Gardens. So the property here, this is Railway Approach. This is the property here, and the person in Dalloway Gardens is here. The 3-storey extension is at the back here, on top of an existing extension. This is the picture of it already. This is the existing extension that was built in 2007. And they're looking, is it?
I lived there for about 10 years.
Oh, well, you'll be able to
On the
explain.
bottom.
Okay, you'll be able to explain the layout then, Councillor Scott.
How can I ask how long you've been moved from there?
Yes,
Pardon?
How long
ago?
did you move from there?
Oh.
That's fine.
1973.
That's fine, move on. If you said last week, I
Yeah.
could give it to you.
No,
Fine.
So that's the picture of the rear, and obviously you've got the lower ground floor and ground floor, and then first floor.
Can I just quickly butt in?
No, well, what we'll do.
No, I need to have to, I might have to walk out the room. Does anyone know who the developer is?
No,
Because
Well,
I
the
think,
application has come from East Windsor.
Rain Gallery is the
yeah,
person, the company, or the,
probably bets the property. And
it
if
doesn't say, Tony.
Does it?
No.
Okay.
No,
It's about who the application is from. The application's come from Rain Gallery.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the existing elevation, which you can see. You've got the railway approach here and the entrance to the lower, the ground floor here. And then you've got the flat roof here. And a skylight in that rooftop. From that is the new proposal. So it's quite a change. So this is the existing elevation is here, the extension, if you from there. So I thought I'd just make it a bit easier, so you put them side by side so you can see the actual changes really. They're looking to change the roof. The roof alteration is not just is not a minor alteration; it's a major alteration, and a gable ended at the end, and then they're basically squaring off the top of this roof here. The layout is, this is where the extension is on all of the different levels. So the existing property as it stands is here. That's where that last extension is. So they're basically doubling the size. You've got the entrance to the lower ground floor here, and then the entrances are on railway approach to this studio here, and then stairway that goes up to the first floor, and then the stairway up to the second floor. Currently, they're looking, this is a bathroom and, sorry, a bathroom here and a bedroom here. At the moment, there's just a small area for a bedroom. That's all there is. So that's where we're at. I don't think we've got anything else. This is Town South, Councillor Scott.
Right.
In planning terms, how are we looking?
We've had an application around there before where they wanted to, but let me start from the beginning. The back of that place is disgusting. It's rat infested. I do know that. That's why I got up. Behind this, what you're looking at ain't too bad. It's back this way. You've got an old shed. You've got rubbish area. It's just a mess. They wanted to build a house on there. I think it came forth a couple of years ago. The access to do that is nigh on impossible because to the left there's none, and if you walk to the right where you come to the end of the fish and chip shop and turn left, it's just a narrow alley. They could not. I don't know how they're ever going to get machinery down there. They'll never be able to get skips in there with a lorry, not in a million years. So they'll have to go on the road. The problem with railway approaches, whatever they try to develop behind those existing buildings, is just fraught with problems because one, the access to actually build it. I know that's not probably our remit here, the construction means, but they've got to put skips all down railway approach. They'll have to. And for how long? And the trouble that's going to cause, I do not know how they're going to get any excavation round that corner. Just cannot see how they can do it.
Yeah, that's definitely a consideration.
Yeah, it's a consideration. As it's not flats and it's to do with the gallery, I would support something behind there. But I just think it's fraught with trouble. And the problems it's going to cause on the street are just immense. It needs something behind it, something like that. So for that reason, anything, if it helps make that place look a bit better, then I probably would support it. If it was just flats and houses and one bedroom places, I would have said overcrowded, overdevelopment. But this is to do with a gallery. So I would support it.
What do you mean by gallery? Can you just explain? Because I'm not entirely sure what that.
You said it's the rain. It says it's the rain gallery.
Yes. So this is where is the gallery on here? Is it the studio bit here? Is that what you mean?
Only be there. But I'm trying to. I'm gone.
No. One sec. We just need to. I just wanted to clarify what you meant by that, so that we can then move to a proposal and second or not.
This is not flats to live in, is it?
Yes.
They are all purpose-built flats.
That's the impression. Well, you've got a bedroom and bathroom here on the lower ground floor.
Yeah.
You've got the studio, which is at road level, and you've got a bedroom and bathroom here and a bedroom and bathroom there on the top floor, which is the bit where the gable end is here. Bear with me, Councillor Whitaker. If we just go for a proposal, then we'll put it out to.
Yeah, my
Or did
first
you-
point is by way of explanation to answer the question that you just asked.
Fine.
So the gallery is currently I believe it's the tattoo, or a studio which provides tattoo services on the ground floor. And this application seeks to extend that by 3 meters from what it is at the ground floor. In addition, the application is to square up the building, to extend the whole building up by 3 meters from the existing building line on all floors, as that rear elevation illustrates. So the ground floor is an extension to the existing commercial premises, which is currently a studio for tattoo purposes.
Thank you.
If that helps.
Yeah, no, it's great.
I would support the gallery, but not the accommodation. I say it's overcrowded.
Right. Okay, that's going to be tricky. So do you want to put a proposal for a refusal on the whole project?
Well, it has to be, yeah.
Okay.
All right. That's me. That's my thoughts.
All right. So what were the reasons, do you think, from that point of view? Sort of overdevelopment, or are we talking about
Overdevelopment, the problems it's going to cause, try to develop it, and everything that comes with that, yeah.
Okay, so we have a proposal for refusal. We have a second. All right. So now we have to put it back. So would anybody else like to add a comment to that?
Just ask. It says here, the project is a 3-storey rear extension and roof alterations.
Yes.
I thought when you put this proposal, it was just a roof alteration.
No, I did say 3-storey rear extension and roof alterations.
Okay.
So
what the picture we saw
this one here
was the proposed. It's not in place.
That's yes. What's in place at the moment is the photograph. That photograph there is what's there at the moment,
Okay.
which is this bit here, Margaret, which is that bit there.
Right. Okay. So when you say 3-storey rear extension.
Yes, which is this bit here.
It's all extending back.
I see.
So the existing boundary is here. They're adding that 3-meter extension all the way up to the top
I'm with you.
and changing the roof.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor Peacock.
So just to confirm then, it's a further extension of the building, 3 metres into the rear yard, rear
Yes.
garden. I mean, I think, to be honest, issues around access and how they get the materials in and out, mine certainly is not a planning issue. It would be good, to be honest, if the whole of the rear of railway approach, in my opinion, on that side could be refreshed in this way, subject to the sensibilities of those who go gardens. And they do a part of the 2 nice properties there. I would be minded to approve this. I think it would be better than what's there now with the flat roof at 2 stories, isn't it? I think 2 stories, the flat roof. Yeah.
No, 3.
It's 3 stories. So I would be minded to approve this. I think it's in keeping, would uplift the area generally.
I think where Councillor Mrs. Belser was talking about is it's not really a 3-story extension because it's actually a 4-story.
With a roof,
Yeah.
loft.
Councillor Whitaker.
Thank you, Chairman. Yeah, I second that proposal. Again, we've had lots of applications in this railway approach. I would remind councillors that in our responsive neighbourhood plan, railway approach is a development encouragement area. Just want to remember the name of the policy. That's a special policy. It's within our neighbourhood plan to encourage people to develop exactly as Councillor Peacock said, to improve the appearance of railway approach all the way down. And I think over the years we've erred on the side of conservatism and not really in keeping with that policy. So this application, to my mind, conforms to that policy, and I completely agree with comments.
Tammy.
I agree, and I think in addition to that, the flats, we're not gaining any extra flats, but the flats that are there are going to be much better than they currently are. They're all going to benefit from the increased studio space for the tattoo. You can see the back of the tattoo level is they're opening that up, so there's more light obviously into there. I think overall it's going to be enhanced, but the roof line is better, it's more in keeping in the rear as well with Victorian properties. So I think, yeah, I would fully support this.
Thank you. My only concern is this flat area here, which isn't in keeping with the rest of the. No. That's good. Councillor
Just one point. I do stand by my comments, but you did say there was one representation from a resident or a neighbour. Yes. That was just
only that they were saying it was unneighbourly and overdevelopment, and they've got queries about the access for the build itself.
Unfortunately, access I don't really think it's.
No. From a planning perspective, we can't really comment, but we can. I don't know if there's anything that you can do in terms of the requirements to keep railway approach clear. I don't know what options there are really in terms of that. But so we have a proposal and it's been seconded for approval. All those in favour?
That's carried.
Thank you. Thanks, Tony. Okay. Next item on the list is DM 23-3073, 18 High Street. This is the one with the 2 entrance doors to access the retail units. The application has been supported by 2 Town Ward District Councillors, but it's in Herentide as the High Street is now split. The Conservation Officer believes that this proposal causes harm to the conservation area and loses the riser and traditional access to the shop. This came before us on the 6th of November, just to remind the committee, which we said that we would support the application provided the changes are in keeping and sympathetic to the High Street conservation area. So I thought I'd just put up there what the district said, and just for context really, so we can move forward with the discussion. The proposed pair of doors, one to either side of the central door, will detract from the traditional form of the shop front and will appear odd in juxtaposition with the central door, creating multiple entrances to one short section of the frontage. Having been down on the High Street recently, I can see what the conservation officer is saying, because that whole row of shops have got a continual level for Furthermore, for these reasons, in my opinion, the proposal will detract from the character and appearance of the conservation area and the settings adjacent listed buildings to the east and west along this side of the high street. This will be contrary to the requirements of district plan policies DP 34 and DP 36. In terms of the MPPF, I would consider the harm caused to all of the above mentioned heritage assets to be less than substantial, such that paragraph 202 will apply. And that is the sentence where our district councillors were saying, well, if it's being approved for MPPF, then it will be fine, won't it? But I don't think the conservation officer is actually meaning that, in all honesty. So just to recap, this is the existing elevation at the front with one entrance door, and then internally you've got two doors going into each of those rooms, and then the proposal is to knock down those two walls in the middle and put an entrance door for both of those shops and block this entrance door here and here. And that's what it's going to look like. So this is Herentide, Councillor Peacock.
Thank you. Well, I think this is a good example when, as a district councillor, we give our qualifications, I forget the term, when we state we're a district councillor, we reserve the right to change our opinion. This is a classic example. I myself, at the last planning meeting, didn't vote for this, it's now a public record, but I think we've had the expert, conservation officer, review the plans, which wasn't available at the time. We have a conservation area for a reason. It's to protect the buildings, the setting. And I would recommend we reject this application, given the new information. And over recent years, the town council and the district council has been, I think, has listened and been accommodating to try and change that building for the owner or the property owner to make it more viable for businesses. But I think at some point we have to say, draw a line and listen to the conservation officer, because if we don't, what's the point of having a conservation area and policies to protect it? So I recommend refusal for the reasons that are well laid out. And yeah, that's what I've really got to say.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll second that. So we'll just throw it open to the floor for views. Tamer.
Thank you. Sorry, Councillor, I disagree. The reasons I disagree are several, but firstly, this building isn't listed and it's not an original shop front. This is one of the bomb damaged areas of the high street, so it's not an original building, which partly explains its very awkward current layout. So at the moment, you go into a small lobby up to a flat and then into two shops, which is very limiting to the layout of that building. It breaks it up quite a lot. I think having it where you can go into a shop, straight into their shop front, not have to go up and disturb neighbours in the flats and things, will ease a lot of tensions that are currently in that building, but I think it will make it flow much better. I also think that by just all we're effectively doing is taking the bottom of that wall out and lengthening it down a little bit. I don't think it's a drastic change. Although I am hugely pro conserving our high street, having worked there for so long, you can do it well. And if you look at Byron Fountain as an example of a change, it's very in keeping, and it actually enhances our high street going forward. If you only stick to the past, then you can limit yourself. And I think that change done well, and I think this probably will be done well, can enhance and protect and encourage shops into those units, because at the moment they're empty. And part of the reason they're empty is because they're really, really hard to let, really hard to let. So I would be supportive of this application and promoting future-proofing our high street and improving the shop, and it's rentable as an asset in the town. So I think having a rented out shop is far better than a shop that looks original that isn't actually original at all and is empty.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Whitaker.
Thank you, Chair. I completely agree with Tamer. We're in danger of having a beautiful high street that is half empty if we're not very careful. you know, it's all about sustainability, the district council all about sustainability, renewal and looking forward. And I do feel that, you know, our conservation officer has a job to do, but I do feel that the district council conservation officers historically have gone over the top in many instances, particularly in our high street, and have stymied what could have been, you know, great improvements, subtle improvements to our high street. I've got a case going on at the moment where a couple of windows were changed, and you know, the applicant has been asked to kind of rip them out. He did it perfectly in keeping, improve the sustainability and the U values and everything else. So I do feel that they do go over the top, and this is an example of it. You know, it's clearly in accordance with the MPBF, which the golden thread is, you know, presumption in favour of sustainable development, of which you know this location is highly sustainable. So from a planning point of view, we've got to provide the tools, I think, you know, to as a means to an end of that objective. So completely agree with Councillor Wilson. Sorry, Councillor Peacock, to oppose, but I know it's debatable. But also variation in the high street, a slightly contemporary, slightly different look to which that is. It's subtle, it's nuanced, but you know, I think it's an improvement.
Yep. Anybody, Councillor Mrs.
I'm totally in agreement with the town mayor, Councillor Whitaker. I mean, quite honestly, the conservation officer, I sometimes do. Well, I do wonder where the thinking is, because this is a person who can allow 2 sheds to be erected on award-winning flower beds in a conservation area, which to me is totally incongruous. But that's not relevant. But I just
gone through planning yet, to be fair.
Yeah, I know, but
To be fair.
jolly good. Sooner they can.
Can I ask long-standing councillors, what's the history of this bill? Because it strikes me that that was 1 unit that's been made into 2.
It was Brooker Brothers, which was my father's firm when it was bombed during the war.
So when was it changed into 2 units? Does anybody know?
It was, I believe it was not long ago, it was 2 separate units. With the change of the shop front was quite contentious. I'm happy to be corrected wrong. Was there an enforcement notice put forward? Am I wrong? Because
Was it this property or was it the next
The next one,
property?
next one.
I'm not sure.
well, I know this new entrance was contentious.
Yeah.
Creative debate, shall we say. And so I think I can't really remember, to be honest.
No. Okay.
Probably about 10 years ago when the flat was done, wasn't it?
Oh, I reckon you'd be surprised if it might be longer than that.
Yeah.
There was 1 unit made into 2. Now we're looking at changing the whole shop front basically because of it.
I think it's a newer building compared with the others, and it's never quite worked because it's probably potentially a useful time to find a better working solution for it. Otherwise, you've got this weird horseshoe multiple entrance unit that nobody wants.
But that was new though. That was only, yeah.
Okay. So we need to go to the vote. We've got a proposal for refusal at the moment. So we'll just take a vote on that first of all, if we can. All those in favour of refusing this particular application? Approving, sorry. No, refusal. We haven't
I
voted.
thought we had the, I thought we voted.
Did you have a second?
We had a second. Yeah, I
Oh, I
seconded.
thought we voted on that.
No, we went out to discussion.
I do think that.
So we just confirm that whether we want to refuse or not. So all those in favour of refusal. Right, now we're open up. We're open up to.
In that case, I'll make a counter proposal.
Please. Thank you, Town Mayor.
Sorry, no, we need to see those who don't support
Those who don't support.
the recommendation first. Three.
Are you abstaining, Tony?
No.
Oh,
Lou's got his hand up.
Sorry, I couldn't see his hand. Right, that's fine. That
Chair.
proposal has been discussed.
Thank you very much.
I'll make my counter proposal on the ground.
Thank you, Town Mayor. Okay, so we have a counter proposal for approval. All those in favour?
I'll second.
And second, beg your pardon. Thank you very much, Councillor Whitaker. All those in favour of approval?
Four.
Tony?
Four. That's four
Are you
four.
abstaining?
And those against? It's carried. It's carried.
Yeah, thank you. We got there in the end. Yeah, yeah. No. Okay. Oh, well, we love a bit of contention, don't we? No, that's good. Right, so next one up, DM 233079,
Sorry, could I just ask how that ended up?
vote for approval. DM 233079, development site at former Tower Car Sales Tower Close, East Grinstead, variation of condition number 16 relating to the planning application DM 213534. No objections on the portal. So, sorry, this is obviously what it looks like, what it looked like. They have started building already. And these are the plans. So this was the original plan that was approved. As you can see, it's got this sort of stepped design on both sides. This is Audi. Oh, the massive. So Audi's this side and Moat Road is that side. They sent some amended plans, which were approved last year here. So we've lost a step there on the second floor. And they've reduced the size of the balcony on the Audi view here. Nothing's changed really in terms of dimensions. There are some changes of dimensions actually in the new plan. So again, this is what was approved last year, and this is what they're asking to do now. So we're losing this very small balconette at the top in a nutshell. This is Town North, but I know that Councillor Gibbs has asked me to lead on this one. So I'm going to say that I actually think that this is a developer that's trying to move the goalposts on this particular development. I'm not in favour of this at all, and it reminds me of the building down by the Imberhorn car park that's behind the old tropical fish shop. That is just basically a square box, and I mean, this, at least it does have some form of design with the balcony at the top, and it you know, and we've lost everything basically because the developer's saying that we needed more space for the rooms and everything for the thing. So I'm going to ask committee to vote for refusal on the grounds of DP 27 in terms of design. And I'd like a second, please. Thank you, Councillor Scott. I'm going to throw it out to committee. It's out there.
Thank you. I sat on this application a lot when I was in your seat, and we threw out a lot of applications that came forward on this side. And unfortunately, this application from where we originally came to a compromise and agreed is slowly being eroded back to the ones that we would have rejected originally. I fear when you go back to the original one that we approved, how much more space there was, and it didn't feel so overbearing to where they're planning it to end. We would never have approved that straight away. They're just death by 1,000 cuts. So I strongly recommend refusal of this. It's ruining any design that it had, which wasn't great, but it was better than what it was. Just an ugly, overdeveloped square box, and I think it's dreadful. So I fully support you.
Thank you very much. I've missed you. This is good. Does anybody else have any comments to make? No. Councillor Gibbs.
All I'm going to say is I didn't realise the change ultimately was quite a lot simple. I found myself getting lost in the mire of the back and forth and the different proposals and everything.
Yeah, welcome to the world of planning developers.
I'll see what the chair says about this one, and actually didn't take very long, did it?
No, I think, you know, from a design point of view, I think it's appalling. And I can't even begin to think if the district will put this through. I really don't. It's not adding that much space to that top floor anyway, but it's losing any sense of design that it had. We've lost most of it anyway. And I think it would just look appalling in that setting. Yeah. It's just an appalling. They're already doing it, yeah. So as a variation, it's a last minute change. So yes, so we've got a vote, proposal for refusal, seconded. So all those in favour of that, please. Thank you. So next meeting is on the 10th of January, folks. Keep a note in the diary. I would like to pass on my thanks to the committee for their time, their effort and diligence over the last year. It's been a very interesting year, and next year probably is going to be even more interesting. And I really would like to thank everybody for the effort that they put in. It's very much appreciated, and also to Town Clerk as well for her work and the officers putting the planning meeting together. It's really great. So thank you very much, everybody. I'll call the meeting to a close at 7:41.
Big thanks to the chair. How hard it can be to be chair and deputy mayor at the same time. So well done.